Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses,
Got the new merch.
Oh my goodness.
for the community. Because when local businesses thrive, the community also thrives. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities for our local businesses, for the entire community. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past.
Coach Bucklow going for the 3-4-3 again. Kreiter in goal. Van der Heide, Bernard and Zaretz as the centre-back. Reynoso on the right wing. Carlos Villa gets the start on the left wing-back position. He was an integral part of the championship winning team last year. Struggled a little bit for fitness at times coming off the college season with a knock, but back in the starting 11 to date. Justin Blanco and Matthew Iriarte will be pulling the strings in the centre of the park. Bolty Saunders, last year's top scorer from Metovo on the right wing. On the left, Justin Jean-Louis and Carlo Brown, who scored the all-important goal for Metovo against Excelsior in their previous match, leading the lines. Rivalry game between two very prominent academies in New York underway. Metovo will want revenge against this SUSA side, who have shown up pretty light this evening, or this afternoon, excuse me, I should say. They are a little bit short on the bench. Just one sub to call on. Again, nothing for SUSA to play for other than pride. As Matthew Vettel firing at forwards for SUSA. The formation, it looks like is going to be a 4-3-3 blank, and Lea Vettel, the centre-backs, Di Stefano in goal. Also 2-2, the right back, Mayowa, Ajay, the left back, Arias, Tuloch, and Randazzo, the centre midfielders, Carroll on the left flank, Marquinhos, Ajay on the right flank, and Akan in the centre forward position. Here's Carlos Villa with his first touch. Jean-Louis, very clever winger, can bring out the unpredictable flicks. Jean-Louis. And here's Iriarte, who is another player who has struggled a bit for fitness for Metovo this season, picking up a knock from his college campaign, but getting more playing time recently. And I know Coach Burklow rates him so highly, and it's for passes like that, or vision like that at least, which partially is why he's so rated, slightly over at that time, but very, very hard to get off the ball, Iriarte. Very important for Metovo's possession game. Di Stefano fires up towards the wing up. SUSA coming forwards with their first attack. Carroll. Vettel, lovely flick by Carroll. But Ajay hadn't quite read it. So it looks like we might have had one or two potential changes for SUSA with their starting 11. Just try and get my bearing with that in a moment. But Carroll has swept that up. So it looks as if possibly, well, you know, there's been a bit of positional switch. Ajay's gone up into the right wing back position. He was sitting in right back for a while. There is Marquinhos Ajay, who does want to set that down. Randazzo driving forwards. Ajay, and he was searching for a can, who went down. And he was half hoping for a penalty, half for a corner. In the end, he got neither. Kreitzer committed himself fully in that. The referee didn't see anything wrong with it. Well, Marquinhos Ajay is certainly dropping into the back four when SUSA don't have the ball. I think SUSA may have slightly adjusted their shape from the 4-3-3, possibly in response to seeing the 3-4-3 formation Metovo have gone with, which does catch a lot of teams off guard. Not many sides will play that outright. Bernard, who spent much of the season playing in the left wing back position for Metovo, but with the return of Carlos Villa to the starting 11, he's in the back three this morning. Here's Reynoso, bit of time, looking inside, Carlo Brown! Really good opportunity to add to his tally. Couldn't keep it down. Carlo Brown scored in his last two games here at the Oval. slightly reaching for that finish, couldn't keep it down. Carroll. Toloch. Levitel. Toloch. Oh, excuse me, that was Osal Tutu. Osal Tutu looks like it is in that front line for SUSA. Sorry, in the middle, in the midfield three. So I think Chris Arias is actually probably on the right wing for SUSA. He's drifting around a bit. Can play in the midfield as well. He scored 2 when SUSA beat Metovo earlier this summer. Colo Brown, watched closely by Blank. Randazzo, helped out by Osal Tutu, who's done really well. It's helped onto Carroll. Arias. Carroll couldn't thread it through the white shirts. Corner kick for SUSA, the first of the day. Taken quickly, fired in, not a good delivery. And Haider there to meet it. Here's Saunders, who graduated UConn this year. Had 3 seasons, or 4 seasons I should say, sorry, at Villanova. Played 57, goals 12, and assists 17. Picked up a knock right before this season. He was, been told, getting looked at by quite a few MLS clubs, but trying to work his way back up to fitness to pursue a potential professional career. Ariate winning that duel. The pass read by Olamayoa Ajayi, who brings it forwards. Carroll, who's seen plenty of the ball in these early stages, got poleaxed. Play continues. Ajayi looking into the centre forwards the can and miraculously cleared off the line by Bernard. Somehow hooked it out over his head. SUSA really troubling Metovo's back line early on though in Queens. And particularly the traffic coming down that left flank via Carroll. I think all the players will be glad we have much cooler weather today. And scorching heat we've had for much of the last 2 weeks, sitting about 75 degrees, clouded over. Getting a spot of rain here and there. And Metovo kicked off about 10 days ago. Started the game about 95 degrees, and that was at 8 p.m. Blank wayward with his switch. Viriate drills it towards Reynoso. That's a useful looking ball. Fantastic recovery by Olamayoa Ajayi. SUSA will be the more grateful of the 2 teams for the cooler conditions with just the 1 sub on the bench. So 2-2. Randazzo couldn't do more than put that out for a throw-in. Pass was slightly overhit to him. Well, actually, he couldn't even achieve that. In terms of results, it's certainly been a tale of two seasons for SUSA. They had a dreadful first half, just 1 point from their first 5 games. But since then, 3 victories and 1 defeat, including a win against Metropolitan. They were just threatening to make a late push for the North Division playoff spots, but Kingston put an end to that with an impressive victory. Toloch has been a little bit careless there. Jean-Louis, Carlo Brown onto his left foot. Attack is still alive here for Metropolitan. Saunders, Blanco, and Jean-Louis by himself, and he tucks it home. Metropolitan will take the lead. And it's Justin Jean-Louis with the poacher's finish at the far post. Composure embodied. Metropolitan punishing SUSA's looseness with the ball outside their penalty area. Overall, the visitors have made a good start here at Queens, and Coach Barklow, I think, making quite clear to his players in no uncertain terms that despite the goal, he's unhappy with how they've started. But it is Metropolitan who lead here after 13 minutes. I think in particular, Coach Barklow really unhappy with how Metropolitan have pressed so far. SUSA have been afforded quite a lot of time on the ball. That's a really good interchange between Jean-Louis and Villa. Vertel, Jai, SUSA playing out that press marvellously. That's our 2-2. Mayowa, Jai down the channel to Carroll. SUSA will certainly look back with some regret from that really good chance early on for Khan, which was hooked out of the goal by Bernard. Fantastic clearance by him. Saunders. Carlos Villa. Miriarte. Zaretzes. He's been a regular in Metropolitan's back 3 this season. He's invited Reynoso Force, who keeps it in. Comes to Blanco. Difficult to pull that off. It's very high, the bounce. Couldn't keep it down. So Reps is winning the 50-50 with Carroll. Blanco. Bernard. Villa swings it across. Carlo Brown by himself. He was offside. I couldn't bring it down in any case, but SUSA cannot afford to give Carlo Brown that sort of space in the penalty area. Very fortunate there. Blanco. Carroll. His intentions read by Reynoso. Blanco. Saunders will receive it. He's with Blank. Balti Saunders onto his left foot. Spins. Still Saunders. Ariarte. Coming into the area, SUSA have got to be very careful, and they pulled their punches well until the crucial moment. Randazzo tracking back. But the visitors unable to keep it. Guys, a reminder, we're going to have a national playoff tomorrow in the UPSL Renegades against Bridge Sports Club. Renegades, the defending national champions, and Bridge Sport Club, a team who beat Renegades in the playoffs when they last met in the fall of 2024. That's going to be 4 p.m. live from New Jersey on Game and Frame on our YouTube channel. TJ Bernard. Breeze is blowing a bit here. Reynoso, clever pass. Saunders. Metovo starting to have a lot of joy in these wide areas. Saunders goes for himself! What a superb finish by Balti Saunders. He has absolutely whipped that in. Turned in a dime, bought himself half a yard, and absolutely buried it. Metovo double the lead in the space of 5 minutes with a bang. Saunders has scored plenty of goals on this field. That is certainly one of the better ones. But after the poor start, Metovo applying the squeeze to their visitors after Jean-Louis opened the scoring. Started to see more of the ball, afforded SUSA less of it. And that's a really good finish by Saunders to give Metovo control here. And at the moment, pole position in the entire Northeast Conference. Blanco, Carlo Brown, Saunders, clever pass, Jean-Louis, too close to the goalkeeper Di Stefano. Probably should have been 3. Beautiful interchange between the Metovo front line. SUSA could just do with a bit of ball to stabilise things here. So Tutu lost it again. SUSA really struggling at the moment with Metovo's press. Carlo Brown, Jean-Louis lost in the press. Vatel. Randazzo, that's clever. Ajahi behind Carroll, who couldn't adjust his feet. Well, I'll say this for the League for Club games, they're always really high tempo. Generally quite high scoring too. With the briefness of the season, every team just playing 10 games in the space of about 8 weeks. It's all about seizing the day. Teams are willing to be a bit more open defensively and push numbers forwards. Saunders. Ariarte back to Saunders. Blanco. Zoretzes. Reynoso checked his run for a second. I didn't think he believed he was going to get that. Might have actually cost him in the end with the race for the ball. Reynoso, rising sophomore at Stony Brook, played 18 games in his freshman year. Jean-Louis, Carlo Brown, and Saunders could add another to his tally here. Balti Saunders, point blank save by Di Stefano. Strong pair of hands by the keeper. Metovo really purring at the moment though. The passes are slick and they're finding lots of space in their visitors' penalty area. Iriarte. Saunders whipped it in. Really awkward for Di Stefano. With lots of forwards waiting for that loose ball. Managed to clutch the second one. Tuloch. Finds Carroll. Ajahi. Couldn't thread his way between two defenders. So Retzers. Rain just starting to come down here. That's lost very loosely. Akem. Chance here for SUSA, who pull one back. Tuloch with the finish. Had 3 goals in the space of 10 minutes. And this time it's Met Oval's turn to be punished for being a little bit lax with possession around their penalty area. Turned over. And Akan slotting it through to Tuloch. Bursting run forward by the midfielder. We're in for an entertaining one. It looks like about a quarter of the game gone. 3 goals already. Bernard. Reynoso got there first and Ajayi was making an attempt for the ball, but clumsy. Took Reynoso out. Free kick taken quickly. Saunders. Carlo Brown. Saunders is really in the mood today. Slight poke by Mora. Kinyo Ajayi. Olamayowa debating with the referee. I think he was unhappy to have that foul called against him, although from it certainly looked like a pretty clear free kick. And then also, I think he went down with a little knock. Thought the referee shouldn't allow that free kick to have been taken. Reynoso. Well, there's something you don't see too often. Reynoso making a mess with his first touch. Ajayi. Really good footwork by Ajayi. Bursting run forwards, and he will get the free kick. Reynoso this time tagging him. Carroll. Onto his right foot. Carroll! Oh, that was quite an effort. Was really moving. And Kreitzer watched it anxiously. I don't think he was getting to that one. If it was half a foot further to the left. Carroll and Akan have looked very tricky so far. Too much for Met Oval to handle. Both front lines at either end have been relatively uncontainable, you'd say, and hard to imagine we won't get more goals. Saunders, he's been excellent so far. Gets it back from Reynoso. Keeps it in. Bit of an overload in the middle, and Saunders exploits it. He finds Jean-Louis. Villa. Carlo Brown. It's a glaring miss by a man who's made a habit of scoring from that sort of position these last few weeks. Beautiful ball in by Reynoso, and that sort of chance is Carlo Brown's bread and butter. He'll be disappointed he couldn't re-establish the 2-goal lead. That's our 2-2. Arias. Ajayi looking cross forwards to his brother, and that's going to be a penalty for SUSA. Moroquinho judged to have been taken out by Kreitzer. It looks like a lot of contact, but who instigated it is the question. I have to watch it back, honestly. It happens so quickly. The referee's going to debate that with the linesman. I have to say that first contact, that was very early in the game. I think it was Kreitzer taking down a can, looked more like a penalty to me than that. But the referee's debated that with the linesman. Again, I was watching it very, very quickly. The decision is going to be SUSA, and Coach Buckler continues to voice his displeasure with how his team has started this game, I think particularly defensively. And SUSA have a chance to pull this back to 2-2 here. The man who won it, Moroquinho Ajayi, just squeezes it under Kreitzer, who guessed the right way. If anything, it was too close to his body, couldn't get a hand down there. And both teams have scored their goals in the space of 5 minutes. It's 2-2, and Met Oval are back out of the top seed in the Northeast Division. Iriarte. I think Metropolitan might be scratching their head a bit at how they're back at 2-2, because at 2-0 they really were applying a lot of pressure on SUSA and had a few good chances to make it 3. That's a pretty soft free kick, I think, honestly. And SUSA not particularly pleased. But Met Oval, after the slow start, found the 2-goal lead and were really clicking after that, looking in control. But quick fire goals by SUSA has us back to where we started. Probably too far out for a shot from Saunders. He's going to send this in. Dealt with easily enough by Randazzo. Saunders floats it in towards Jean-Louis, and Iriarte came in too heavy. On the back of Touloch. Levertau, who we've seen play for New York International, actually in a wing position in the APSL. I'm very interested to see him in that centre-back. Certainly a versatile player. Villa. Rain coming down with a bit more intensity at the moment. So Retzers slightly too high for Carlo Brown. Blank draws it forward. Randazzo brings it down nicely. Levertau. Bernard. And the right place. Iriarte. Carlo Brown. Iriarte will get the seconds. Villa. Jean-Louis tried to get the Meg through to Carlo Brown. It's intercepted. Bernard with a bit of an error, and then that was pass that rolled the dice. Wasn't too far away from a can. Reynoso unable to find the feet of Saunders. Omayoa, Ajahi. Carroll helps it onto a can who is away from his centre-back. A can saved, and then somehow that's gone over the crossbar. Came off the thigh of Bernard, who knew very little about that one. It was point blank off of the Kreitzer save. And Meto were very fortunate not to be trailing for the first time today. A can showed, and the gas burners there. Corner's taken short. I shall 2-2. It's another venomous strike towards Metover's frame. This time it hit the target. Good pair of hands by Kreitzer to get it away from the danger area. That was a clumsy tackle by Carroll, really clattered Ariarte. "13 minutes remaining in this first half. Met Oval were leading after 20 minutes, 2-0. Jean-Louis and Saunders with the goal, and then quick response by SUSA to Loch and Orakinko. Ajahi from the spot. Saunders. Justin Blanco. Jean-Louis. Jean-Louis clattered off the body of Blanc. Reynoso will keep it in. Saunders. SUSA not making the same mistake of allowing Saunders to turn on his left foot in the air. They have on the edge, so he's gone for it again. He is taking a shoot on sight policy, Saunders, and after the goal he's already tucked away. You can't blame him. And De Heide with a commanding header. Right, stay tuned at half time. We're going to be showing our Goal of the Month nominees for June. And it is, like I say, without reservation, Kane Frank's best ever lineup of goals. 17 worldies from start to finish. And voting, of course, is open on our Instagram. Winner will get a Salt Athletic air case. Down the channel by Bernard via corner kick. Metoval's first of the game. It'll be Matthew Ariarte to swing it in. Bernard alone at the far post, hooks it back in. Cleared out by Blanc. And then Blanco is second to that ball to Loch, beat him to it. SUSA asking for the yellow. Referee not agreeing. Arias. What a brilliant hook over the head by Zaretzes. Blanco. Ariarte. Ingenious pass to Balti Saunders. Carroll, the winger, with him. SUSA doubling up on Saunders, learning their lesson. Reynoso wins it straight back. Iriarte. Brown. Villa. Blanco. Bernard. Villa. Iriarte. Villa. Iriarte. Give and go with Jean-Louis. That was dispossessed. Bernard tried to find Carlo Brown. He was unable to control it, and Reynoso unable to keep it in. Mendoza. And I had a hand in the back of Mendoza. Carroll. Reynoso staying very light on his feet, and you have to with Carroll. Did well there. Nelson Reynoso. Toluch kept his composure, escaping the pressure of three Met Oval players. Ajayi. Carroll with the clever idea, couldn't pull it off. Carlo Brown. Bernard. Villa is onside. Towards the far post, Saunders misjudged the height of the ball. Good chance for Saunders there. Didn't get off the ground. And it goes out off the corner flag for a goal kick. Ball escaping Randazzo. Under Haider. Nelson Reynoso wins the throw-in. It's been a thoroughly entertaining first half. Scoreline certainly relays that. And honestly, we could have had more goals at either end. Both sides had a couple of really good chances besides the goals. And still time for a team to take the lead before we go into the half-time interval. Arias somehow escaping. And here's Carroll. SUSA surging forwards with numbers. Carroll into a can. Superb defending by TJ Bernard. I don't know if he got the first touch there or if it was a can shot that came off of Bernard sliding in, but either way, Bernard once again with a miraculous clearance. He's had three of those, two of them intentional, one you could perhaps argue got very fortunate, but that was superb defending by Bernard. Corner kick whipped in, headed out at that front post by Blanco. But again, it's that left side that's really perturbing Met Oval. Gonna have to figure out how to plug that gap in the second half. It's hard to imagine SUSA won't find another. Referee waited to see if there's an advantage for SUSA. There wasn't. They're gonna get the free kick. Chris Arias will take this. I think that might have been a shot on frame from a very long distance. Another corner for SUSA. Third or fourth they've had on that far side. Swung in. Kreitzer looked for a second as if he'd got his handling all wrong there. Left hand. Didn't quite grip that. But his right came to the rescue. Otherwise that was spilling into his own goal. 3 minutes left in this first half. Bernard. Zaretsas. Reynoso. Blanco. SUSA sitting very deep here. Bernard. Jean-Louis, who opened the scoring. Very low block by SUSA. Zaretsa. Balti Saunders. Back onto his left foot. Towards Carlo Brown. A fraction too high for Brown. Beautiful shape on the cross by Saunders. A cam heavy. And strong. And down the channel. And had police in the area well. Iriarte was clipped by Toloch. Jean-Louis. Zaretsas. Diagonal ball to Carlos Villa, who brings it down on a dime. Bernard. Reynoso. He's going to get the free kick for Metovo right at the end of this first half. And just been told by a fourth official we're going to get 2 minutes of stoppage time. So about 3 minutes to play here still in this first half. And defending for SUSA to do. Everyone back for SUSA. Saunders. Headed out by Toloch to the far post. Reynoso. Important header by Lea Vettel. Carlo Brown was waiting for that cross behind him. SUSA just trying to get to the half-time whistle now. Iriarte, look at that for footwork. Unable to find Carlos Villa though, and shafted out by Marakinko Ajayi. Carlos Villa a little enthusiastic, trying to get the ball, came through the back of Marakinko Ajayi, who's in a heap. Well, whilst we got this injury break, I'll remind you also, guys, we are sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. I think Marakinko might have got a bit of a dead leg from that. But possibly a little bit of theatrics as well, just to make his point to the referee. But this is a goal that looks like it will send us into half-time level. Won the penalty and converted it. Levitel. Reynoso winning the header. Perhaps one last chance at the end of this half. It's a 3-on-3. Saunders couldn't get past to Loch. And that should just about take us to the half-time whistle. Blanco. Carroll. This time the offender. Has been somewhat chippy this match. And that foul is going to afford Met Over one last chance to pump this ball into the box.
Minimum.
So the minimum and then the injury down there, yeah.
So Retzers cleared out by RS, and that is that. 4 goals in this first half. Plenty of near misses as well at either end. A few chippy tackles as well. There's no love lost between the two teams. It is certainly a rivalry match. We go in at 2-2, and Met Oval not with the result they need to take the top seed going into the playoffs. Still a lot of time for that to change. For now, guys, it's my absolute pleasure to present to you our June Goal of the Month nominees.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little. Or a lot.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses,
Got the new merch.
Oh my goodness.
for the community. Because when local businesses thrive, the community also thrives. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities for our local businesses, for the entire community. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little. Or a lot.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses,
Got the new merch.
Oh my goodness.
for the community. Because when local businesses thrive, the community also thrives. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities for our local businesses, for the entire community. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses,
Got the new merch.
Oh my goodness.
for the community. Because when local businesses thrive, the community also thrives. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities for our local businesses, for the entire community. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Oval. SUSA took a little extra time coming out of the changing room, so it delayed to start this second half, but both teams ready now. Looking like no changes to the starting 11s. Met Oval with plenty of cavalry to call from the bench. SUSA just with the one sub, Anderson. And at the moment, with the score at 2-2, Met Oval will not take the top seed going into the playoffs. Well, so again, reminder, one way or the other, they will play Kingston on Wednesday in the NorthEast semi-final, but getting that top seed, if they can get through that semi-final, would allow them then to host the League for Clubs NorthEast final here in a week's time, as they did last year in the National Championship winning season. Carlo Brown will kick us off. We've got a decent, but I think not unwelcome for the players, shower. Just keeps things cool, and that would certainly help the tempo of the second half, the cool temperatures we've had compared to some of the boiling days of recent times. And I was just talking a little bit with Coach Stanley, one of the assistant coaches for Coach Berklow, that not particularly happy with that performance from Met Oval in certain areas. They certainly looked very dangerous in the final third, Met Oval, but in transitions and defensively they felt it wasn't the quality required, the intensity required. But this game has certainly had everything we could desire thus far as a neutral. You've got to give a very honourable mention to TJ Bernard as well. He made 3 miraculous clearances, goal-saving clearances in that first half. You can see the turf is a bit slippy and Toloch lost his footing. No foul there. Iriarte has really slicked the turf. Toloch recovered well. Blanky is going to hold off the little tug. Referee playing the advantage. Carroll, who's very dangerous in the first half. This very damp pitch now is going to add even more pace to the ball, to the game. Increase the possibility of errors, of course, as well. Kinko Ajayi unable to turn Carlos Villa. Iriarte. Blanco. Jean-Louis. Look for the reverse ball for Saunders. Couldn't find his feet. Stefano swinging it out. So Retz is with the header. Not a great throw in by Carroll. It's one straight back by Met Oval. Blanco. Really important interception by Blanco because Balti Saunders was waiting behind him. Saunders scoring the goal of the first half. Beautifully whipped in finish with that sweet left foot of his. Randazzo down to the byline, but ran it out. Villa, rising freshman at Queen's College, started all 20 games there in his freshman year. Did come into this League for Club season with the knock, which is why he's been in and out of the squad and not had too many starts, but he was an absolute linchpin, along with Reynoso on either flank of the National Championship winning team. Skippered the side, and he is wearing the armband today for Met Oval once again. Randazzo brought it down, and that looked possibly like a free kick. The referee's going to play on Carlo Brown. Jean-Louis in again. Jean-Louis! Fantastic touch by Ajayi. His tackle actually ricocheted it off of the foot of Pierre. Still required a save from Di Stefano. The second half starting much in the same fashion as how the first ended, open and chances. Olomeo Ajayi couldn't keep a hold of it. Reynoso does well initially, but again you can see the effect of that wet turf. Ball skipping along it. Ajayi. And this time it's Osal Tutu falling foul of the wet turf. Jean-Louis. Reynoso. Just Carlo Brown to aim for. Jean-Louis. No one making that run down the channel and cleared out by Blank. Villa, and you'd imagine SUSA will play this relatively low block when they don't have the ball, given just the one sub. Not going to have the energy to chase with a high press for all the 90. Zaretzes. Carlo Brown in the area. Onto his left foot, Carlo Brown. There was the emergency break pulled by Toloch. Really well-timed tackle. Had to get that right. Corner kick for Met Oval. Good start from the hosts in the second half. Saunders is going to take it short. Iriarte. Bernard and Villa rocketed that into the 18-yard box. It's going to come to Saunders. Lots of white shirts still in the area. Saunders didn't connect with the cross. Iriarte. Saunders again. Balti Saunders goes down. Iriarte on the rebound. Howls for a penalty kick from Met Oval, waved away by the referee, who was well positioned. And Blank will just get that anywhere that's not around SUSA's 18-yard box. And that ball goes over the netting into a fortunate Queen resident's backyard. And a hider. Villa. Would have been very interesting to see where that strike from Villa was ending up. Caught it well. Reynoso with some time. Heavy with his touch though. And Carroll's going to ask for the goal kick. He's not going to get it. Second corner for Met Oval on that near side in the last few minutes. Saunders whips it in with a lot of pace. Another corner will be the outcome. You can see all the Met Oval subs warming up. SUSA again have fallen asleep on the short corner. Iriarte towards the far post. Not quite the delivery that was required. Villa back in. Saunders hooked out by Blank. Oh, he's being kept very busy, the centre-back. Carroll, look at that for a touch. He got clotheslined by Reynoso. You can see clear skies on the horizon, but the rain's still coming down here with a decent amount of intensity. Coach Berklow's preparing his first subs. Looks to me like Giuseppe Blanco and centre forwards Glenford Gentle. Reynoso struggling a little bit after that collision with Carroll. It's actually Preston Tammy, not Bagnato, who stripped down. Actually, we'll see them in a minute or two. Blank. Carroll. off with his first touch. Rain continues to thunder down. And strong in the air once again, Iriarte. He's done so well there, Matthew Iriarte. And he's won a free kick. And the first yellow is given to Lea Vittel. Centrally positioned, this free kick, probably too far out for a shot for Iriarte. The big guns from the back have gone forwards. Van der Heide, the tallest man in the field, on the right side of the penalty area. Blanco and Iriarte both over it. Iriarte just dinks it up, headed out by Akan. Bernard. It's going to be a triple substitution for Metovo. It's Sane also stripped down. Carlo Brown, Iriarte, won by SUSA, but back with Villa. Metovo have had almost all of the ball at the start of this second half. Jean-Louis, Villa teases it up, popped clear by Ajahi, sent back in by Zaretzes. Didn't catch that volley cleanly. And we're going to see this triple change for the host now. Justin Blanco, Carlo Brown and the skipper Carlo Villa are all going to be replaced. So Gentle will go into centre forwards. So regular up there for Metovo last season, and he's part of the returning contingent from last year. Metovo Academy graduate too. It's Sane is on the left wing back position. And Santani has replaced Blanco in the midfield. Bernard. Saunders, sharp, crisp past Jean-Louis, who really should have done better with that. Iriarte. Santami. Sane. Jean-Louis. TJ Bernard. Reynoso with a bit of space. He's found Balti Saunders. Oh, just too much on it for Saunders. Metovo certainly probing their guests very vigorously. So look to re-establish the lead. So Retzes pops it up. You can see everyone continuing to struggle on the very, very wet turf now. Saunders. Oh, excuse me, Bernard. Jean-Louis. Sprays it out wide. Reynoso brings it down. Try to find Saunders. He'll get a second chance here. Reynoso cutting into the area. Nelson Reynoso, uncompromising, but fair tackle by Toloch. Not his first important tackle in the 18-yard box in the second half. Corner kick for Metovo again. I'm sure you can hear the rain really coming down now. Saunders swings it in. Iriarte trying to bob and weave through the defenders, unable to do so. Marcel Tutu all by himself. Santami. Diagonal ball, lovely ball, and Hadur bringing it down well. Couldn't keep it. And SUSA are really struggling themselves to keep possession of the ball. It's waves of Metovo attacks. Saunders. Bernard. Very different feel this second half so far compared to the first, where there was a lot of back and forth. Metovo certainly in control at the moment. But mind you, with the pace and talent SUSA have in that front line, at any point they can spring the counter-attack. Jean-Louis under her day has basically stayed on the edge of the penalty area for the last 3 minutes for Metovo, ever since their previous corner. Here he is again. Probably want him more in the area on the receiving end of a cross. And he's a little incredulous not to have got the throw in there. And it's a break for SUSA, some respite. Massimo Morena, who's always got a goal up his sleeve, about to come on for Metovo. That's going to be a foul. Marcel Tutu. Blair Vittel. Arias. Blank. Might have overrun that. Saunders got caught late. The referee's going to play a good advantage here. Jean-Louis sets it across, who's looking square for Gentle. One pass too many, perhaps. Huge let off for SUSA and for Blank in particular, who overran that in a very bad position. SUSA coming down the other end. Carroll onto his right foot. Carroll. Oh, that final ball to Ajahi was overhit. Ajahi back in. Akan. Brave header by Reynoso. Either end, the final pass was missing. If it was right, hard to imagine we wouldn't have had a goal one way or the other. Meanwhile, I think we're going to get a yellow card for whoever put in that late tackle on Saunders in the build-up to Metovo's opportunity. It was Blank who got it. I think it might have been the wrong player got booked. It's Arias, Chris Arias, who's owning up to it. There's been a conference between the referee and the linesman, and they've figured out it's number 7. It's going to be a double change for Metovo, so now they've made 5. Javier Gonzalez on for Iriarte. And Jean-Louis replaced by Massimo Morania. So I've seen Gonzalez mostly in the back line for Metovo this season. Up alongside Santami now, so both of Metovo's midfielders have been changed. It's going to be a corner kick for the Queen side. We've got about 25 minutes to get the 3 points that will give them top seed, or at least a seed above Atlantic City. Kingston will play tonight. They will finish ahead of Metovo if they win, but all that matters from Metovo's perspective is finishing above Atlantic City to potentially hold the League for Clubs Northeast final here at Queen's. Sent in, lovely ball, free header at the far post. It's Glenford Gentle. Who else? Left all by himself. And a superb delivery in by Nelson Reynoso. His second assist. And Gentle gives Metovo the lead once again at the Oval. And you can't say it's anything less than what Metovo deserved with how this second half has gone. They've pushed and pushed for the goal. I think that's virtually the first touch of the game for Gentle. And SUSA totally at odds with that far post with their marking. Gentle by himself. They couldn't help but finish that. Really good ball in by Reynoso. That's going to be a foul. Clumsy tackle by Gonzalez. Rain just starting to subside here after about 40 minutes of downpour. I can. The Jahi overplayed it. Sane. Gentle. Santami. Reynoso. Onus certainly on Metovo to find a fourth goal and give themselves a cushion. Remember, SUSA with just the one sub on the bench. And this has been a much more conservative second half from them. They've tried to defend, tried to sit back, tried to conserve their energy. They've certainly been dominated in this second half compared to a very even back and forth first. So Retz is forcing his way in. Half-hearted appeal for a penalty. And you have to look back on some of the defensive interventions made by Metovo in the first half, particularly Bernard's incredible triplet of clearances inside his own 6-yard box. A combination of goal line clearances and last-ditch tackles. All of them saving certain goals. Santani. Bernard. Sane. There'll be another corner kick, and that has absolutely clattered off the head of Morakinyo Ajahi. The trainer is being waved on quite rightfully. Whilst we have this break, I remind everyone we're going to have a UPSL National Last 16 playoff tomorrow, 4 p.m, live from New Jersey. It's going to be the national defending champions, Renegades, against Bridge Sports Club Those teams have met once before. About a year and a half ago, Bridge beat Renegades in that game. That'll be on Game of Frame YouTube tomorrow. So SUSA temporarily reduced to 10. What can Reynoso serve up this time? Again towards that far post, poked out, back in by Van der Heide, and a really good recovery save by Di Stefano. Reynoso serving up the most difficult of curved balls to the goalkeeper. That was going into that far post all by itself, and Di Stefano with an acrobatic save to claw it out. Santani. Gonzalez. Santani didn't check his shoulder there. Randazzo. Moraquinho. Ajayi thankfully back on the field, looks recovered. Good tackle by Jens Sane. Driven up by Leia Patel. Reynoso heads it out. Olameowa. Intercepted there. Gonzalez well closed down by Toloch. Arias. Sent in by Ajayi, but straight into the clutches of Kreitzer. SUSA are preparing their only change they have available. Carroll, or Anderson is, sorry, it's going to come on shortly. Reynoso's got lots of space on the right side. Just gentle to aim for. Good recovery by Olameowa, Ajayi, and then Reynoso somehow kept that in, cleared out by Blank. Difficult bounce as outfoxed Zaretza, and Ida fortunately behind him. Saunders. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Umbro Premier. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Loose by Gonzalez. And Hadaya. Zaretzes. Saunders pokes it back to Santani. Good first touch by him. There's a gap on the left side. You know, he held his pass. Should have come earlier, and then Morania was through, and then Morania had to check his run to stay on side. And the two unable to connect. But excellent first touch by Santani. Gonzalez. Bernard. Drills it to Reynoso, took a deflection, throw in for Metoval. Currently sitting top of the League for Clubs Northeast table. And most importantly, ahead of Atlantic City, so if they do beat Kingston in the semi-final on Wednesday, they will host the League for Clubs final. But SUSA could still take away their home final, a potential home final. Lea Vitel's going to come off Carroll on in his stead. And of course, you just have to stress that Metropolitan are going to have to beat Kingston in the semi-final, which is going to be no short order at all. Metropolitan beat Kingston narrowly here at the Oval, but when they went upstate, it was their worst defeat of the season. Lost 4-1. Kingston went on a pretty remarkable run there. They beat SUSA 4-1, and they beat Metropolitan 4-1, and then at St John's they scored late against Excelsior to win. Here's Bolty Saunders onto his left foot. Corner kick. 15 minutes remaining. Reynoso has caused havoc with his last two corners from that side. One of them leading to Gentle's goal, which has given Metropolitan this 3-2 lead. SUSA leaving two players up on the halfway line this time. So 2-2. And Randazzo towards the near post. That was not dealt with well at all by Palameoa Ajayi. Very fortunate. Didn't find an attacking player. Gonzalez. Santami. Drives it towards the far post. Vander Hedea. Took it off the toe of Reynoso. Jai flicks it on. Not a lot that also Tutu could do with that. Saunders will make way for another returner from last year, Will Baker. So we'll take the outswinger now that Saunders has been withdrawn. Normally he would swing this with his left. Towards the near post. Morania not too far away from that. Going on back to Santami. He drills it out to Reynoso. And the flag had stayed down. Reynoso got his first touch off. Skipped off the wet turf. Reynoso does really well. I thought initially slightly off with that reverse ball. Raquinho Ajayi. Randazzo couldn't keep it. Generally been brief the spells of SUSA possession. Metova's press has been more thorough than in the first half. Reynoso swings it to Bernard. Incisive ball, lovely one by Bernard. It's back to Reynoso. A give and go between those two across 60 yards. Baker with his first touch. Morania took a deflection, corner kick. May have been finding its way into the top corner. what Coach Buckler would give for another goal here for Met Oval to ease the nerves of the finale. Reynoso, headed up by Ajayi. Santami. Ajayi closing down Reynoso. And that's a wild tackle by Santami. He's going to go into the book. And there can be absolutely no complaints about that. Threw himself into that. And I would say that's probably an orange card. He really leapt into it. Blank. Anderson. And Dasso heavy with his touch. I'd imagine overall Coach Buckler be much encouraged with the improvement in the defensive performance in the second half. Just one chance for SUSA. And that's Gentle trying to help the pass on, but with a high foot right as Anderson leant down. Made some contact with his head. Right for a free kick. Bagnato is going to replace Nelson Reynoso, veteran of the team, Bagnato. This change showing Coach Buckler probably at this point accepting Met Oval just need to see out these final stages now. Haven't managed to get that cushion goal. Gonzalez has moved to the right wing back position. Bagnato's at the right side of the defence, and so Retz is in the midfield now. And rain has subsided just to a few droplets now. Gentle, referees getting signalled from the linesman offside. Arias. What a tackle from Sané. Linesman taking a long time to think about that. He doesn't want to give it, and in the end, after much indecision, he points to the goal kick. I think him and the referee talking over the comms, trying to figure out, like a couple of ricochets of the ball. Good header by Anderson. So 2-2. Baker. Bagnato. Under a bit of pressure there, just got it clear. Baker, Zaretzas, and a clever turn by Gentle. Too much on the ball. And Di Stefano quickly off his line. Lodge with the free kick. Would SUSA not love to snatch away the top position in the conference from Met Oval in these final minutes, even if they themselves have nothing to play for? And they still are in this. But they're going to have to find a way to generate some more chances in these final stages. In terms of even possession in Metova's final third, it's been pretty barren for SUSA in the second half compared to the flood in the first. Here's Akan, chance now perhaps. It's not quite enough on it initially from Akan. Ajahi's going to try and win it back. Sane tussling with him. Marakinyo Ajahi's down once more. Well, I remind everyone that you can vote for our Goal of the Month June nominees. Hard to pick between those 17 fantastic strikes. You can head to Instagram at Game and Frame to vote. The trainer's being called on for Marakinyo Ajahi. We just hope from a SUSA perspective he really needs it, because they're now going to be down 10 for a short period again.
Look at the clock. Play when we can, otherwise now it's safer. Hey, but when it goes, make sure we get the on. Don't just let them head it back at us. Get them turned. Hey, somebody's got to sit right now. No, it's go sit. Go sit. Get Christian into the middle. Noah, go to the right for now. Get Christian in the middle. Noah, go higher once more. Edge back on.
Ajahi's making his way to the bench. Not a huge pace. Here comes Anderson down the other end. Cleared out by Bagnato. I'm not sure if there's blood or what it is with Ajahi. It's not in a huge hurry, it has to be said, to get himself back on the field for SUSA. Remember, I have no subs left. It's just travel with the one. So it's him or down to 10. Also 2-2. That will be gathered all day by Kreitzer. Gonzalez. Bagnato, gentle, good touch back, Morania. Ball ran away from him. So wins their header, and he's judged to have come in a bit heavy on the back of Carroll. And this is a good position here for SUSA. With less than 3 minutes of normal time remaining, I imagine with some of the delays we had, we'll have at least 5 of stoppage time. A potential home final for Metova on the line here. Chris Arias, who scored twice against Metova in the last meeting, sends it in. Good ball. They're queuing up back there. Van der Heide getting some distance on it, and then it's hoofed clear by Morania. Di Stefano pops it back towards Metova's penalty yard line and penalty area, excuse me. No such thing as a penalty yard line, and flag will go up against Ajahi. Oh, he's looked offside. He's got to be really careful here. Van der Heide, he's under a lot of pressure. Carroll's pickpocketed him. Carroll on his right foot. Bagnato dove in, got a touch. Corner kick. But here comes the late SUSA push. There's more SUSA players approaching that corner flag then in the area. Finally they decide he's going to take it. It's going to be Arias again, who put in a wonderful free kick a moment ago. Flat ball in, ricocheting around. A player goes down. It was Randazzo asking for the penalty. Not a lot of other appeals from his teammates. Metov will survive. Might not be the last scare. We'll see how many minutes we get of stoppage time. 5 minutes. About what I thought it'd be with some of the delays we'd had. 5 minutes for Metov to hang on. Pagnato, Metov doing well to play out of that tight space. Morania pokes it to Sané. He had his leg taken out from under him by Ajayi. Gonzalez. Zaretsas. Every minute, Metov can keep this ball. There's one less. SUSA can try and pull something off late here. Baker, smart turn. Looking for a very soft free kick. There wasn't really anything there. And Anderson scampering after it. Too much on the pass. Minute and a half of the 5 has already gone. Gentle, at the moment, set to be the match winner, coming off the bench. Gentle and Ajayi tussling for it. Ajayi got a foot to it, but thrown for Metov. They won't mind that one bit. Ajayi gives it to Blank. Randazzo handled that, and that's going to be a foul. Almost a volleyball push-up there. I think he was hoping for a free kick with the contact on the back. Referee didn't think it was heavy enough. And Haider helped away by Arias. Bernard now overtaking, no chances with the ball now. And that ball has got nestled on the wall. I think we're down to our last game ball. One went over the other end. Ajayi. And that's going to be a foul. A little bit needless by Zaretsas, and Akan was more than happy to go down. 90 seconds remaining. Another chance for Arias to cause all sorts of trouble for Metov. This may be the last chance for SUSA. Arias again, it's towards that far post. Headed back in, bouncing around. Oh, it's a massive miss. It's a massive miss by Carroll with the goal gaping. He can't believe it. No one can believe it. He just had to get proper contact on it. couldn't get his feet sorted out quickly enough. How did that not end up in the back of the net? That's a huge moment in determining who is hosting the League for Clubs final. Seemed harder to miss than to score there. But somehow Met Oval with the lead intact. So going into final seconds. It's a little bit panicked back there. Zaretsas with the slice. And Ares will have another chance. Here at the death, everyone forward for SUSA. It's a grandstand finale to both teams' regular season. Di Stefano on the edge of the 66-yard box. Arias punched out. Really well done by Karetsa, and it's just hacked clear by Samtami. That is probably that. Gentle's going to chase it down. Hooked up in the air. Goal escaping. Morania was heavy with his touch, but it won't matter. Met Oval have seen this one out. They had one hell of a scare right at the death, but it finishes 3-2 here. And they take the top seed in the Northeast. Kingston can take the top seed off of Met Oval, but because those two meet in the semi-final anyway, upstate, it doesn't matter. It's all about who's going to host the final for this result. That's what mattered. And the Met Oval do see their way past Kingston on Wednesday. They will return here against the winner of Atlantic City and First State to host the final. It's another epic between these two teams. It finishes 3-2, this time in Met Oval's favour. Kept us guessing right until full time. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll have a post-match interview with Met Oval in a moment or two.
From soccer fields across the U.S.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses,
Got the new MERS.
Oh my goodness.
For the community. Because when local businesses thrive, the community also thrives. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities for our local businesses, for the entire community. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses,
Got the new MERS.
Oh my goodness.
for the community. Because when local businesses thrive, the community also thrives. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities for our local businesses, for the entire community. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?